Welcome to the Rise Up For You podcast, where thought leaders, entrepreneurs, and executives from around the world share their practical tips, strategies, and stories to help you unleash your potential and achieve your goals. Your journey of growth to become your best starts now.
Welcome to the Rise Up For You show, our podcast, our webcast, however you're tuning in today. Before we jump into our amazing guest today, I want to remind you all that if you head over to our website, riseupforyou.com, we have an incredible free course with 8 videos and a 60-page workbook for you to download to uplevel your success. Here at Rise Up For You, we are all about pushing your potential through soft skills, the skills that are the most needed, that actually make up 75% of an individual's success that we don't spend a lot of time cultivating. That's the emotional intelligence, the confidence, the leadership, the public speaking, and the presence, all those human skills that make up a lot of challenges today. That's what we're cultivating here at Rise Up For You. So again, head over to our website, riseupforyou.com, download your Master Success course, 8 videos, 60-page workbook, completely free, so that you can push your potential and actually optimize the technical skills. Build the wealth that you want, build the relationships that you want, and build an amazing life on your own terms. All right, let's jump into today's episode. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Rise Up For You podcast. This is your host, Natalina Nasruddin. Super excited to bring another 2 amazing guests today. Not just one, but we have 2 amazing guests coming all the way at us from Alberta, Canada. They say the weather up there is amazing, but I don't know. It's kind of sketchy. I always want to know what amazing means to them. Anyways, very excited to have Amin and Ken with us here today from Alberta, Canada. Also a huge part of the Edmonton Chamber of Commerce. So very, very excited today to talk about business, networking. We have some cool things in the works. So Amin and Ken, thank you so much for joining us.
Our pleasure. Great to be here.
Yeah. So we always love to start off the episode by giving our guests a little bit of an opportunity to share about yourself in your own words. So why don't we start in alphabetical order with Amin? Tell us who you are, what you do, and all the great things about you.
Right on. All the great things. Well, do we have 2 minutes?
You get all the time.
He's a comedian too.
Thank you. Anita, thank you so much for the invite for us to be here. So my name is Amin Samji. I am the Director of Member Services with the Edmonton Chamber of Commerce. I've been in that role for close to 4.5 years now, and I had come back with about 3 decades worth of entrepreneurship, business development. Kind of a serial marketer, or I think I am. That's kind of my background, and really my role as the director with the chamber is to really get engaged with our members, make sure that they're kind of making full use of what we have to offer as a chamber. And I'm sure we'll get into it. There's lots we can discuss, whether it's advocacy, networking, professional development. There's lots to do, and with Ken and I's role, that's what we kind of really deep dive into.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Ken, top that. Oh, no, I'm kidding.
How do I top that? My official title has something to do with member relations, but I'm kind of the all-purpose guy here at the Chamber. I support our members by helping them maximize their membership benefits. I'm a serial entrepreneur as well, and I was the founder of an international moving and logistics company before the Chamber. I'm also a former broadcaster working in radio and television, and I was a sports announcer starting at age 14, and till this day, I'm still an announcer. I announce horse racing as well as work in voiceover. Mostly, though, I think where my experience is having talked to thousands of people in my lifetime, which has been the best experience of all.
Yeah, I love that. Well, very diverse backgrounds for sure, and excited to have you both on the show today to dive into some things, and also excited to partner with you. I know we'll be talking about this a little bit towards the end, but Rise Up For You is going to be doing an event in Alberta, Edmonton, and we're partnering to bring the business community together. So being a business owner myself, I understand that you can't go at it alone. You need community. You need people that are around you that are like-minded, that can support you. And the reality is that at the end of the day, like, you need to be building relationships with other business owners and community members. So my team and I were part of a number of chambers, including the Edmonton one. Why do you think it's so important as a business owner? Let's start there, to be a part of a community that can help elevate them, something like the Chamber of Commerce. Anyone can jump in and do that.
Well, I think being a business owner is tough enough on your own. It's a scary experience. I found anyways. They're great to talk about those experiences later, but when you're first starting out in your business, things can be scary and it's hard to navigate the waters. Why wouldn't you want to have some help, right? And I think that's what we provide with people who call us up, is we provide a perspective that maybe they don't have on getting a business started, and the resources that we have to offer. Amin?
Yeah, no, exactly. And I would echo that. And the resources and just the wayfinding even, right? We're not all things to all people, but we do have an ecosystem of partners that we can point people in the right direction. And as Ken said, and well, we all know, the three of us in here, when you first start your business, you're wearing a lot of different hats, sometimes in the same hour, right? So if there's somebody there to give you a hand and lend some support, take that on. That's my advice.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to play devil's advocate for a little bit, just because I always hear this. Well, Ken and Amin, what if, why should I pay $300, $400, $500, whatever dollars it is to join the chamber? What? And by the way, this is every chamber, right? Not specifically to the Edmonton. But why would it be important for me to join this? And why do I have to pay? Which is kind of interesting that we hear that from business owners that expect to be paid by other people, right? Mm-hmm. So, what's the real benefit of me paying to be a part of a community like this?
Yeah, I think there's a lot to unpack there. The resources that we provide. First of all, but maybe the listening audience may not know. We are a nonprofit organization. We are self-funded. Yeah. The work that we do is because of our members. They drive the bus on our advocacy work, our marketing initiatives, our professional development initiatives. All the things that we do are driven by the needs of our business community. That's our role. You would pay somebody for services, for accounting, for HR, for marketing. This is another service. We're not your end all be all, but we're a strong spoke in a great wheel of many spokes that you have to have when you're running a business, so that wheel turns properly rather than a little wobbly.
Yeah. And I'm going to push a little bit more on that in a positive way. How would you suggest, and Ken, you might be really great to speak to this as well. Like I said, we're in multiple chambers. We love chambers because it adds a lot of value in the community that we're at locally, right? Because we have team members all over the world, but we also see a strong ROI. But we see a strong ROI because we're engaged. And I'm sure you have tons of members that are like, I paid my membership due and I didn't get anything out of it. And the next question you probably asked was, what did you do this year to show up and actually create engagement? So Ken, in your own words, like, how would you optimize being a business member of a community? And how would you really encourage like building relationships so that you can actually see not only fruitful connections, but clientele, profit, things that come out of it that every business owner wants?
Yeah, that's a great question. I read somewhere one time that success is not an accident. Everything that you do with a business needs to be intentional. And I think, sometimes there's a bit of a lottery mentality that by joining an organization, all of a sudden through osmosis, I'm going to be successful. And it's what you make of it, right? It's what you put into it. So I think what's really important is we see the differences too, Amin and I, all the time. People that will follow up and follow on the leads that they get, that they've made through the chamber. Some people don't follow the leads because of whatever reasons, and some people do. So I think really the critical part is examine what the resources are that are available through your local chamber. If I had a couple of hours, I'd tell you about all of the great things that we do here at the Edmonton Chamber, which has resulted in over 400 new members in the last 12 months. So there is definitely a secret to success. And I think what that is that it's not an accident. It is intentional, and it is up to you to follow up and make the most of it.
Yeah, and what would you say, Amin and Ken, what would you say business owners need more of when they walk into a room at a chamber event, for example? And I know like this is a little precursor to the event that we're going to be doing here, where we talk about energy and just the power of showing up as a business owner in a room. But what would you say are some things that you would say, listen, if you really want to optimize relationships, you really want to optimize being a member, of a chamber or any other community, here's what it's going to entail for you to see, positive outcomes.
Yeah, I think just this is going to sound so simple, but when you come out to those networking events, when you show up, when you're engaging, when you're talking to folks, don't just go home with a stack of business cards and leave those cards on your desk. Make sure you follow up with those individuals, the conversations you had, book additional coffee meetings, get to know the people that you met. There's a support system out there. They can help your business. You can help their business. Make sure that happens. That's just one simple example I can give you. And then going back to your previous question, I think I would add, we've put in a lot of processes, because, your question was great about how do I get engaged, or here's my money, and then we don't see people for 6, 7, 8, 9 months show up. We've really made it our mission to make sure we're onboarding people properly, creating a strategic plan to how to get them engaged, and then really it is up to them, but we'll do everything in our power to make sure that you're engaged.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's important too that when you're going into a meeting and you're meeting people, it's your time to shine. And I think you need to put your best foot forward. And at that point, it's not the point of least resistance anymore. Be sold out to why you're in business and what you want to achieve. And I think that becomes infectious when people see that you are 100% backing what you want to do and what your goal is to build your business. I think that speaks volumes when you meet people, when they feel your energy and your enthusiasm about your business.
Yeah. I always say, be seen, be heard, be relevant, right? Like every time you walk into a room, be seen, be heard, be relevant, and realizing that, when you're going to a networking event as a business owner, even just as a professional, right? If you're representing a corporation or a business, understanding that you carry a personal brand with you, right? Like every person has a brand that they emote. And if they want to build relationships, if they want to get clientele, whatever it is, they're projecting some kind of energy, some kind of aura, and what do they want it to be? It's either going to take away from the room, right? Or it's going to add to the room, where people are going to say, who is that person? I want to get to know them. I want to talk. Amin and Ken, I don't know if you noticed, but our team member, Muna, she always wears like bright colors. That's very strategic. Because we know that colors, most professionals are afraid to stand out. And so they might wear like black, gray, dark brown. But, we wear lots of colors because we know that if anything, it'll start a conversation that says, hey, I like that t-shirt, or I like those shoes, or I like whatever. And then it gets the flow going. So I want to just pivot a little bit. Ken, you mentioned that, both of you mentioned that, you're entrepreneurs, and you've been serial entrepreneurs. You've worked in corporate. I'm sure you've done consulting, and you've also done, voiceovers and that kind of thing. You'll probably be able to speak from an Alberta perspective, but how important is entrepreneurship today? Where do you think it's going? Where do you think the business client is going? Do you think that, the thing I hear a lot is everything's inundated, I can't stand out? Or do you think that there's absolutely still opportunities for people to get out there, get exposure, to gain clientele, and to continue to increase not only their business personally, but also in the Canadian region and in Alberta province?
Yeah, I think that, one thing we're really proud of in Edmonton, well, in all of Alberta, we are known as a very entrepreneurial province. We're very industrious people out here. And I think that speaks volumes about the initiative. We see it all the time. If we could, Amin and I would be telling a story on a regular basis about all of the exciting things that we see happening around us in our local economy. We're so busy working with members, we don't get a chance to always talk about that, but we're always amazed about the entrepreneurial spirit here, which again, as I mentioned, hundreds of people joined the chamber in the last year. And I don't think that's by accident. I think that we've got a lot of people who are motivated here, who want to make a difference in the business community and in their lives. And I think that's why they pick up the torch and they run with it. They want to try, right? Nothing wagered, nothing gained. And I think that's where a lot of people are here in our city. They want to try their hand at business.
Yeah, and I would agree. I mean, Edmonton is known, this region is known for entrepreneurs. And if you peel back the layer a little bit, I think you'll get to learn, for example, U of A's status in AI throughout the world, right? Yeah. This is a thriving community for the tech sector, for biotech, for health and life sciences, for retail. And it, again, like Ken said, no accident that we're almost back to pre-pandemic numbers. But we've seen 6 quarters in a row at the Chamber of Growth, and that is not an accident.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Now, as entrepreneurs, as businessmen, professionals, individually, what would you say are the top 2 to 3 things that really help achieve success as an individual?
Oh, great question. Ken, do you want to tackle it? Yeah.
Thanks a lot, boss.
Yeah, that means you need to think about it.
All right, do you want me to go?
No, that's okay. I had to do rapid thinking here. So I honestly, it may sound kind of corny, but it's like, what is your dream? Like, what are you sold out to? Why are you doing what you do? What is your reason for getting out of bed in the morning when you look at the day and say, oh, these are the things that I need to achieve? I think without a dream, you don't have a goal, right? And without a goal, then where are you going during the day? So I think for me, that's the number one thing, is knowing what motivates you and why you're in business. Yeah. And then again, for me, the second thing is, being intentional. And I said that before, but, making every day count, every minute that you spend. I don't know about you, but time is very precious to me. And, spending it with the people that I love is very important. So the amount of time that I do allocate to my work and to business is going to be very selective. And I think heading into the day, knowing why you're doing something is really important. So making sure that you're intentional.
Absolutely. I'm in.
Yeah. So again, going back to your passion, and once you have your passion and you've started that business and you started that journey, you have to have a goal. Otherwise you're just aiming, just going in different directions. So have a goal in mind. Be very strategic. Know your audience. Collaborate with others, but also help others succeed along the way as well. I think that collaboration and helping others succeed, you build an army of people that help you get to where you need to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful answers. Thank you. Okay, now we're going into the rapid part of the interview. That wasn't it. So questions that I want to quickly ask both of you, quick responses. We always like to ask, if today were your last day on earth, what would be one golden nugget that you would want to leave the world? One golden nugget from each of you. What would that be?
Amin goes ahead first.
Golden nugget. I think how I helped others and how I made them feel.
Yeah, absolutely. Ken.
I thought this was going to be a question where I answered fried chicken. But my answer is, what is your legacy? What is it that you want to be known for? What was your significance in life? I think that for me is something, as I get older, I think about what is it that I want to leave for my kids.
Okay, nice. I love it. And that actually segues into the next question, which is values are very, very important here at Rise Up For You. Everything that we do is based off of our values, and my personal values, of course, as an owner. So what would you say is a value for each of you that it's an absolute non-negotiable?
Golden rule, I would say. The golden rule. Yeah. That comes from raising kids as well.
Yeah. Ken?
That's a good question. I would say doing what you say you're going to do. Being true to yourself, I think, is really important.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And as you know, we have one more question, and actually I want to talk about our partnership as well. But tell us a little bit more about how we can find out about you. Rise for You has a global community, lots of community members in Alberta, Calgary area as well, which is part of Alberta. So tell us, how can we find out about you? How can we connect with you personally, learn more about the chamber?
We are available at membership at edmontonchamber.com. We're always open. The door is always open to discuss what we are up to. We're super active on LinkedIn as well. So if you want to get a taste of what we work on as a chamber team, and sometimes we have a few yucks on LinkedIn as well, but it's a great way to find out what we're up to. And it's your way to test drive what kind of community you're going to be getting involved in when you join the chamber.
Absolutely. I love that.
Yeah, and I think, along the way, there's a lot of hard work, but there's a lot of fun at the same time. We try to keep it very light, make sure that people who are, because we do have a lot of community members that are a little tentative when they join, and it's hard to get in and network, but we make it very kind of guards down type of environment that we want people to feel at ease. So we have a little bit of fun too.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing, both of you. I have one more question for you, but before I ask, let's talk a little bit about our event. It's on September 12th. It's in Edmonton. I'll be flying up to Canada. I'm super excited. I'm leaving in a few days. I know. I thought I would have to put my snow boots on, but Amin has assured me that I just need a rain jacket, maybe at the most. At the most. But we have a phenomenal event in collaboration with the Edmonton Chamber. Rise Up for You is coming together with the Edmonton Chamber. We have some team members up in Alberta that are going to be joining us. And, the whole focus of this event with the Chamber is to bring the business community together to feel empowered, receive awesome education from thought leaders and experts that are local to Edmonton, and to also build relationships in a very strategic way. Is there anything, Ken or Amin, that you want to add about the event? Because this will show up today. We'll hear on LinkedIn, and then we'll also relaunch it again on Monday next week. So there will be opportunity for people to continue to show up.
I'm absolutely stoked about being there with you guys on the 12th at the Drews Center. We had an organizational meeting last week about it and got a chance to hear from some of the other speakers that will be there. When I talk about things, I tend to get very passionate about it because I get excited. And I think that's kind of the what I'm getting a sense of from the room that we had last week about people that were going to be at the event. So yeah, super excited about being there to speak with you. And of course, looking forward to hearing from you, Nada, an accomplished TEDx speaker. Very excited about that.
Thank you. Yes, we are very, very excited. We have speakers from Parliament. Ken, of course, will be there speaking as well. We have speakers that are entrepreneurs, business owners, individuals that are in HR. So lots of course, I'll be there as well, doing a keynote and talking about business and confidence and all the things that are super important. It is at the Edmonton Drews Hall, the Cultural Center in Edmonton. It's a beautiful hall. It's going to be fantastic. There's going to be free food, free drinks. Not only are you going to hear from experts, though, in Edmonton, we're also going to be doing collaboration and networking so that you can, like Amin said, not only get cards, but also have conversations with professionals that are facilitated, because we know that sometimes professionals have a hard time just creating conversation on their own, right? So we're going to create some strategic networking breakout sessions that will help you really connect with the people in the room so that you feel very full by the time you leave, that you had education you can take back with you, you've built awesome connections, and you feel empowered to go out there and just absolutely crush it in the Edmonton community. So we're also very, very excited. So final question for you both. As you know, we are Rise Up for You. What comes to mind for you when you hear that phrase, Rise Up for You?
Personally, when I heard when I first heard about you, really for me, what came to mind when I see your logo and your energy is that somebody has my back. Somebody is going to support me in what I'm trying to do.
That's a great answer. We've never heard that. I love that answer. Thank you, Amin.
No, your enthusiasm is infectious, and I felt that the first time I spoke with you by phone. I think you were driving in Vegas at the time I spoke with you. Yeah. But to me, what that means is, be introspective, do something for yourself, and know that you can do something on your own, but that you've got the support network of the organization behind you. And I think really that to me is what Rise Up for You means.
Awesome. Thank you both so much for joining us today. Thank you for your time. We're so appreciative. Looking forward to connecting in person. And thank you all for joining another episode of Rise Up For You. Every single week, we are bringing to you amazing thought leaders, experts, entrepreneurs from around the world to help elevate you and the skills that we're not really taught, those human skills, those soft skills, emotional intelligence, business acumen, how to show up in a room. This is all about you, your potential, your growth, and your team's growth. Thank you, everyone. We will see you next week. Thank you, Amin and Ken.
Our pleasure.
Bye.
Imagine a life where you can have it all. A booming career, fantastic love life, great health and success, and overall achievement and happiness. Imagine pushing your potential to your absolute best and every day living a life that you are proud of. Well, if this sounds like something that you're yearning for, then the Rise Up For You Growth membership is perfect for you. My team and I believe in supporting you and helping you get to the next level because we know that you can do and have what it takes to be your best. When you join our membership, you get access to live trainings every single month with myself and our team. You get free coaching. You get a number of on-demand resources to help level up your success that you can use in the comfort of your own home. And you get access to our global membership around the world full of like-minded professionals that are looking to be their best. Your time is now to push your potential and live the life that you want to live. So if you're ready to take the next step in your life and in your career, join the Rise Up For You Growth membership. Click below and we'll see you there.